Hi, I'm Bob Ray Sanders here with Cynthia Allen, and we're going to be taking sides on this issue involving the NFL and some of the players who've gotten involved with child abuse or spousal abuse, or is it abuse when you spank your child?
Well, I think spanking your child is a little different from spousal abuse, and I think that there's a fine line in disciplining your children, and it's a line that Adrian Peterson appears to have crossed based on what the allegations that have been made against him. But I think you can defend spanking and corporal punishment and not defend Adrian Peterson in this particular circumstance.
And we're talking about Adrian Peterson with the Minnesota Vikings, who was held out of the game on Sunday. He's going back in for spanking his child with a switch. A switch is a branch that's sort of nimble and is flexible, and it can sting for sure. And they said in this case he went beyond, punishment. He went to abuse. Now, I still say that he should be given the benefit of the doubt because he's been charged, but that doesn't make him automatically guilty, does it?
No, you're right about that, and he has been charged, and the Vikings initially had suspended him for one game, and now they're allowing him to play, and they're going to let this play out in the courts. And it's their right to do that as his employer.
Right, but so what's the difference between abuse and punishment?
That's a very big question.
Yes.
And I think that's a tough one for parents to make as they discipline their children. I mean, kids don't come with an instruction manual, and parents have to figure out how to do that. And disciplining your kid is the job for the parent. I think the situation involving Adrian Peterson's a little different. He doesn't live with his children, from what I understand. He has children with several different women, and they spend brief periods of time with him. And so
is it a noble fact that he
relationship.
wants to be involved with his children? I mean, I find that admirable.
Oh, I'm not saying it isn't admirable, but I'm saying that when you spend a limited period of time with your child, and when you're spending that time and you're just disciplining them, that's problematic. But I think the bigger problem here is that this is behavior that we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of what looks like abuse, either of a spouse or of a child, in the NFL. And why are we seeing so much violence, and why does there seem to be a propensity of it in this particular sport?
Well, I mean, it's a violent sport for one thing, but of course, if people learn from their own experiences, which is what Adrian Peterson said he did, that's what he learned. But he says, I am not a child abuser. Now, you may think of me as many things, but I'm not a child abuser. And I'm going to have to take him for his word. I mean, he certainly doesn't intend to be a child abuser. I mean, I wouldn't know Adrian Peterson if he walked in here right now. But at the same time, I mean, there's a line from the play of Raisin in the Sun. It says, when you measure a man, you measure his valleys and you measure his hills. You measure the whole man, not just part of him. And I got to take Adrian Peterson in his totality, not with this one incident. Doesn't he deserve that from us?
I think you agree with Mac Engel, who basically wrote that we shouldn't be calling him a child abuser because clearly he crossed the line. And I'm not going to defend his actions. But I do think that it would probably be premature to call him a child abuser without him being convicted of the crime. However, I'm not going to defend his behavior.
Yeah, but isn't he being attacked more because of who he is?
Because he's a famous football player?
Yes.
Well, and there's a heightened sensitivity to that now with the other incidents that are happening in the NFL. There's been a lot of violence in the NFL, and so people, I think, are looking to go after him because he's the next person in line.
And he deserves to be playing on Sunday, right?
Well, he is playing on Sunday. Whether or not he deserves, not my call.
Well, we'll leave that question with you. That's all the time we have. We'll see you next week.